Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a major donation is coming to the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent. A new state grant program to help local law enforcement started today. Find out which area law enforcement agencies qualify for the grants. Plus, Santa makes a post-Christmas visit to bless a local family.
We see the sun down, and it was another beautiful sunny day. Thing was, it was dry, and now it's going to stay dry at least through this weekend. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment.
And we have the first round of the winter TAF games that are going to start this weekend all across Victoria. Look ahead at some of these events coming up later on. Sport.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Shauna Curry is on assignment. The Food Bank of the Golden Crescent is receiving thousands of eggs as part of a statewide settlement with one of Texas' largest egg producers. Attorney General Ken Paxton finalized an agreement with Wharton County-based Cal-Maine Foods that sends more than 2 million eggs to food banks across Texas. The Food Bank of the Golden Crescent will receive at least 2,000 dozen eggs to help families facing food insecurity. The settlement also blocks Cal-Maine from raising egg prices during future disasters, following allegations the company sharply increased prices during the pandemic. In a statement, President and CEO of the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent, Robin Cato, said, quote, "This donation will directly support children, families, and seniors who are struggling to make ends meet. We are grateful for efforts that prioritize both consumer protection and meaningful support for Texans in need," unquote. The Food Bank of the Golden Crescent serves 11 counties in South Texas. The Texas Sheriff Immigration Law Enforcement Grant Program is formally underway. Several area law enforcement departments are eligible for the grant program after entering into Immigration 287G agreements with ICE. The sheriff's offices for Victoria, Calhoun, DeWitt, Lavaca, Jackson, and Goliad counties are eligible, along with the Cuero, Point Comfort, and Shiner police departments. Under the program, these sheriff's offices can get up to $80,000 in grant amounts. Christmas is long gone, but that does not mean gift giving should stop, as a local family receives free Cayman furniture. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with the family to express their gratitude for their long-awaited gift.
Community members nominated a family, specifically a single mother of two, to receive the gift from Cayman's Furniture Company, and it's a gift that they sure won't forget. Andrea Contreras says she's overwhelmed with the love from the community and from Riverside Church, and this moment means more than she can put into words. As a single parent from humble beginnings to rebuilding their lives, the Contreras family received 3 new beds, a couch, a few nightstands, a full home of furniture.
This is a moment of overflow. I can't even express the gratitude that my kids can witness what this is, and seeing everything that they've lost as well be replaced by things that I have never been able to provide them. Like, this is a testimony for them.
Cayman Furniture has been giving away furniture every Christmas for over 30 years. Owner Buddy Cayman says giving back isn't just a tradition, it's a responsibility.
My Christmas present is making a difference in this family's life.
As the Contreras family turns the page to a fresh start in their home, their journey shows how the kindness of a caring community can transform hardship into hope. Contreras' message to people is to never give up, because you never know when your breakthrough can happen. Reporting in Victoria, Ray Mosley, KAVU-TV, 25 News Now.
All right, let's go to Mac Pettis. Oh, by the way, Cayman Furniture has been giving away furniture every Christmas for over 30 years. It's fantastic. Let's go to Mac Pettis with the first look at the forecast. Mac, we were talking about 3 fronts coming our way. Now, how many fronts still are left to come our way in the next few days?
We got 2 more fronts coming in. Should be on the dry side, but then next week the pattern's going to change a little bit, and I'm optimistic we'll get some sort of moisture. Don't get me wrong, I love the sunshine. Yes, it's a beautiful day. Tomorrow you want to be outdoors because it's going to be up to about 75 degrees and sunny and dry. Maybe lunch in the patio or something like that. Think about that. Otherwise, we'll take a look at your weekend and take a look at that potential rain for next week. All that coming up in just a moment. Don, back to you.
Mike, thank you. If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. Today, a local nonprofit dedicated to helping cancer patients in the Crossroads was honored with a generous donation from DTAR Hospital. Crossroads Guardians of Hope celebrated a major milestone, receiving a donation from the DTAR Cancer Center aimed at supporting local cancer patients. The nonprofit provides vital assistance to individuals and families battling cancer, offering help with medical-related expenses, hotel stays for treatment, and medications. DTAR Cancer Center donated over $6,200 to the organization, raised through 5 employee-led fundraising efforts during Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. Executive Director Riley Purcell expresses why this donation means a lot.
It's definitely a big help and very much appreciated. It will go quite a ways in helping local cancer patients, and then also on the operating side of being able to keep the trucks maintained and stuff so we can keep them on the road, make it to where people can put their names on them and we can carry all those names. So definitely very much appreciated from both DTAR and all the community support.
Leaders with Crossroads Guardians of Hope say the funds will go directly toward helping patients who struggle with the cost of medical visits and other essential needs during treatment. They say community support like this allows them to continue their mission of ensuring no cancer patient in the Crossroads faces the journey alone. There are still no leads on a Houston man who has not been seen since New Year's Eve. Charlie Fellows reports the man vanished in Alaska, and no one is entirely sure why he traveled there.
I mean, in my conversations with him, we never had a conversations with Alaska or anything like that.
The friends of Hari Karasani aren't quite sure why he decided to take an impromptu solo trip to Alaska in late December.
So recently he completed his master's, so I thought maybe he wanted a vacation. We thought maybe that's why he went solo on this trip. But we did not notice anything unusual.
The 25-year-old from India is living in Houston, Texas, while pursuing his PhD. His friends describe him as quiet, soft-spoken, a good roommate, but not necessarily an adventurer.
I don't recall myself traveling for a recreational thing or anything like this before. So this is the first time he went all by himself.
What they do know is that on December 22nd, Karasani flew from Houston to Fairbanks for a solo trip, telling friends and family he'd be back home in a couple weeks.
30th of December, early morning, I called him and we spoke. And he also mentioned that he will be back to Houston on 4th or 5th. After that, we don't have any contact.
No one has heard from Karasani since that call, which was late at night on December 29th, Alaska time. 4 days later, a missing person report was filed. In the days after contact with Karasani was lost, temperatures in Healy, where he was staying, dipped as low as 42 degrees below zero, something his friends fear he may not have been prepared for.
There's too much cold over there, and we are very much worried about that.
His friends say they've been in contact with Alaska State Troopers, but are unsure what the next steps in the search operation are. All the while, time keeps ticking.
Thinking about his parents is a very, very, emotional thing for me. And yeah, I cannot express myself in that.
The city of Port Lavaca is celebrating a major win for outdoor access and conservation. The Matagorda Bay Mitigation Trust awarded nearly $550,000 to help build a new shared-use trail at Clement Cove. The 10-foot wide path will connect Bayfront Park to Fulton Street, winding through the Wooden Grove wetlands and along the edge of the protected area. The city will add another $200,000 to complete the project, creating a new way for residents to enjoy the wetlands while preserving the natural landscape. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, we give you some ways to protect your personal data. That's straight ahead. Plus, the only statue of Martin Luther King Jr. in one state is being returned to its rightful place. A new tool was launched in California to help residents prevent their personal information from being sold to data brokers. It's called DROP, or Delete, Request, and Opt-out Platform. Lee Waldman reports it's the first platform of its kind, but what if you don't live in California?
Tucked in the folds of the internet is information about you. Maybe your email, your phone number, or even your address.
Your phone doesn't ring because a spammer dialed your number randomly. They bought your information from a company that sold it.
Data privacy expert Harry Moggins explains data brokers work in the shadows, buying and selling people's PII, personally identifiable information, to create a dossier of your digital footprint.
And usually it's for commercial purposes like that, but oftentimes it falls into the wrong hands, and you have somebody who's trying to extort or scam somebody.
It's a long-standing issue that California is hoping to tackle with its website, the Delete, Request, and Opt-out Platform, or DROP, which came about through the passage of the Delete Act in 2023.
What California passed with the Delete Act is a groundbreaking law. It's the first of its kind in the nation.
The DROP website allows residents to submit data deletion requests requiring registered data brokers in California to erase their information. Matt Schwartz with Consumer Reports says nationwide efforts to tackle the issue haven't gone far.
It doesn't appear like it is very high on the priority list.
Experts we spoke to suggest people outside of California can contact data brokers or hire a third-party service to do it for you to ask for their information to be deleted, and should prioritize using a privacy browser like DuckDuckGo and Firefox. But most importantly, be careful about what you share on the internet. In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
The TSA Touchless ID is already available in Texas at DFW International Airport, the main hub of American Airlines, and Bush Intercontinental in Houston. By the spring, Touchless ID will be at 4 more major Texas airports. This new technology allows eligible TSA pre-check travelers to use facial recognition for faster security screening without needing to present a physical ID. Currently, Touchless ID is available at 15 airports. To get more news, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. Today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and just in time, Missouri's only MLK statue will be re-erected this weekend. The statue was knocked off its pedestal and damaged last year by a tornado, but as Brent Solomon reports, it's been restored.
For decades, he stood 10 feet tall in North St. Louis. First erected in 1978, this is the only public statue of Dr. King in the entire state. But on May 16th, nature sheared the bronze icon right from its base, leaving the 2,000-pound figure face down in the debris.
The lasting image in my mind is seeing the statue obviously toppled from the mount and seeing a hand, just one hand in the place where the statue stood.
That's when renowned St. Louis sculptor Bob Roca got involved. He's been doing this since the 80s.
It sheared all 4 bolts off, just sheared them right off. So something big hit it. The hand was gone. The head, I had to literally cut half of the head off because it had a dent that was probably 4 inches deep. Big split across its back. The base was broken in half.
Roca has been working one bit at a time. The Incarnate Word Foundation and the Regional Arts Commission providing $9,800 for the repairs. The total value is double that, but Roca considered it a labor of love.
When I walked in here and saw how good this beloved statue of Martin Luther King, it gave me hope. It made me still want to believe that St. Louis is on its way back.
The amazing restoration now prompting new hopes for a wider recovery.
Give them the hope and the inspiration to want to keep going, keep rebuilding, want to stay in the Fountain Park neighborhood in the North St. Louis.
A rededication ceremony will happen Saturday at 9:30 a.m. at Fountain Park.
So we're going to spread joy, spread love, and spread the vision of Dr. King.
Snow hits the Midwest. South Bend, Indiana. You see it there, got more than a foot of snow in this latest winter storm. Residents are spending the day digging out. Parts of Michigan are also digging out from a surprise snowfall. Metro Detroit got a lot more snow than expected on Wednesday night, with many waking up to snow continuing to fall this morning. More snow is expected into the weekend, with additional accumulations of 1 to 3 inches possible through Thursday, and more cold air and snow from Friday into the weekend there in Michigan and Indiana.
How is it a surprise storm? I knew it was going to happen. They weren't listening. They weren't watching our channel. That's the thing. I could have told them it was coming. I'll show you why it's up there and why it's happening. Right about now, we're at 58 degrees, clear skies, again, low humidities. We're going to drop down into the 30, well, probably about 40 tonight. We were at 66 this afternoon. We were at 35 this morning when you walked out the door, so it was little on the chilly side. Only problem is through the weekend, we've got very dry air here, low humidities that almost desert-like, and we'll talk about what that's going to do to your temperatures coming up in just a moment. Well, some gorgeous skies today, beautiful sunshine, lovely blue skies, all that courtesy of the north wind that kicked in. The north wind has settled down, and so, you know, it's not a problem. It's a beautiful day, not only for us, but for the entire state of Texas with clear skies. We look to the north to see what's happening, and there's the big storm system that's giving everybody the winter weather problems. There's another frontal system moving down and going to be passing our area. But again, this is what we call a northwest flow. In other words, winds coming in this direction following these lines. Well, a northwest flow is coming off the landmass, so it's not in association or connected to the Pacific or to the Gulf or to the Atlantic, so it doesn't have a lot of moisture with it. So that's going to be another dry front that comes through, I think, Friday night into Saturday. You'll feel it for sure. So tomorrow's a beautiful day. Get a load of the temperatures. I mean, in fact, it's going to be so lovely on Friday that you ought to consider having lunch out in the backyard or at the park, because it's, you know, no significant wind, 75, lots of sun, beautiful day. Then that north wind kicks in. That's why it's colder on Saturday. So it's going to be a little on the breezy side through Sunday as well. And then we have another system coming in early next week. That one may set us up to get some sort of moisture around here. So the winds are actually coming up from the south tonight. But I don't think we're going to have any fog problems. It's way too dry. But as I mentioned, here it is, Friday night, right there. It's that north wind that's going to kick in and make it rather chilly and blustery as we get to Saturday and Sunday. Now here in the blue, you can see the cold air. This is winter right there. And in the orange, you can see kind of springtime, really. That's what's happening on the West Coast. So they're getting the brunt of winter, and the monster area low pressure spinning around is just continues bringing in cold air and snow, and it's going to be pretty rough for them. In fact, some below zero temperatures are getting very close to touching much of the Northeast. All that time, we have nothing but dry air and sunshine. However, we start on Tuesday. You can see how the lines are no longer out of the northwest. They're almost out of the west. And that is the big change for us, so that next week we start picking up moisture coming in from the west. Now, here's another view of it. You see the snow coming down, staying there. We're getting the northwest wind on the dry side. Until that whole thing buckles down, which is not going to happen until early next week. You see how the winds sort of change. Then we start seeing a little bit of Pacific moisture riding up and over us. It's called an overrunning pattern, and that should give us a little cloud cover and maybe a sprinkle or two around here as we get into the early part of next week. I wouldn't write home about it, but I'm hoping for some moisture there. I'm looking for about a 40, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow, like I said, abundant sunshine, light winds, 75. You want to be outdoors tomorrow for sure. Port Lavaca is a good day to be out there. Look at that, 74, sunny skies, very light winds. And then in Cuero, you're getting up to 76, sunny skies and light winds. And take a break in the middle of the day and have enjoyed your lunch out there. We're looking for that strong north wind to come in on Saturday morning, so it'll be chilly and windy because of the dry air. And then MLK looks really good, a 68 comfortable, a few clouds, no problem. And then the rain comes in on Tuesday and Wednesday as we get that overrunning pattern. So we'll hope for that kind of weather pattern to roll in for next week as well. That is your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. If you scan that with your phone, you can put Crossroads Today on your phone. And we'll toss it back to Don.
Thank you, Mac. And Sports Director Max Williams is here with the news on the big award.
That's right, Don. We're here. It is Thursday, so that means our Athlete of the Week. Find out who it's going to be after the break. Don't go anywhere. All right, Crossroads, for this week's Athlete of the Week, we're handing it to Lady Brahma's basketball star, Addison Matula. Here's more for our Athlete of the Week.
We're heading back to the hardwood for this week's Athlete of the Week, giving it to Houndsville girls basketball player Addison Matula. She helped the Lady Brahmas get the victory over Industrial Tuesday night, 52-41. With this victory, the Brahmas are still in the hunt for that 3rd and 4th spots into the playoffs. Matula credits her team bonding outside the court, though, for their current success.
Every game, we like to team bond at a player's house, and I think it helps with us throughout the game. It strengthens our friendship, and it really shows on the court.
Along with playing basketball, Matula also plays volleyball and softball at Hallettsville. Out of these 3 sports, she says softball is her favorite and explains why.
I've played softball longer. I've grown up with the sport, and I play travel softball. It's just what I'm really good at and what I'm really passionate about.
With softball being her favorite sport, her top role models reside back on the basketball court, and Matula highlights how all of her coaches have pushed her to be the best.
Really good at pushing you because they know what you're capable of, and they're good at pushing you and making sure you exceed that capability.
Just like her coaches, teammate Elena Halata also challenges Matula to play her best and feels when they're both on the court, they are unstoppable.
Let's be together throughout the game, and we're if we do this together, then that really helps our team kind of feel like we get glued together. We know what to do.
Both Matula and Halata believe Tuesday's victory is a must-win and feel excited about tomorrow night's matchup versus Palacios. Can't wait to see the Lady Brahmas the rest of the way, and congrats to Addison Matula for being this week's Athlete of the Week.
All right, let's check out the waters here for this weekend. It's going to be a little cool out there for the weekend. About 58, 60 degrees will be the high, but not bad if you still get a coat on, I would say. So around Coleto Creek, though, the water is slow at 62 degrees, where bass fishing is fair at the moment. Then at Port O'Connor, water's good at 62 degrees as well. So same temperature, but good for the temperature-wise, with trout are good outside of the jetties area using that live shrimp. And then finally for East Matagorda Bay, the water is good at 64 degrees, where you can have trout and redfish are good to catch when those tides are lower. And finally, starting this weekend, we'll begin the 2026 TAF Winter Games that are going to be held here in Victoria. This happened here last year as well. And some of the events will start this week are disc golf at Riverside Park. You have cornhole. It's going to be at Texas University Galvin Community Hall. And then you have golf will be at Riverside Golf Course. And then swimming will be at the VISD Aquatic Center. Then in mid-February, you'll have all the other type events with esports, flag football, tennis, wheelchair basketball, and youth fast pitch softball tournament that's going to be happening. So just make sure we can stay tuned for that entire time. We'll have 25 News Now weekend sports anchor Ray Robinson highlight all these coverage for these first round of events. And that's going to do it here in sports. Don, back to you.
Max, thank you. We're back in a moment. Muhammad Ali always had a great 1-2 punch. The same can be said for his new commemorative stamp. A ceremony today in Louisville, Kentucky for the unveiling of a new forever stamp honoring Muhammad Ali. The boxing and civil rights icon will now be featured on not one, but 2 forever stamps from the U.S. Postal Service. The USPS says it is honoring not only Ali's strength inside the ring, but his impact on civil rights outside of the ring and around the world. Customers can buy the stamps on the USPS website and at local post office stations.
Very
Ali
cool.
once said he was so good a boxer that the only way he would have to have his face put on a stamp, that was the only way he could be licked. That's the way. He said that once, yes.
Wow.
He's getting his way.
When you go up to the counter, you go, I am the greatest. So they'll know what you're talking about. Well, good evening, folks. I mean, we're tomorrow looking for a beautiful day, lots of sun, getting up to about 75, so enjoy it.
Thank you, Max. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10.